Yeah, you know, if your name is Gertrude, we never wanted you anyway.
Primarily critical.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Primarily Critical of Movies at an After Party. This would be it.
If you have not seen this film, we suggest that you do so before listening any further.
Because we got spoilers, trivia, and opinions like crazy, and we can't wait to share them.
Good, bad, new, old, weird, or gross.
We pass judgment on them all.
Today, there's no such thing as a lucky casino unless they give you $10 in walking around money. My name is Steve. I'm here with
John
and
Phil.
Today we're talking about Roadside Profits, 1992 classic.
Yeah,
according to-
1992.
according to John.
Yes. Well, I don't know if it's a
Wow.
classic, but I don't know. I liked it. But
I know. I can see why you liked it.
yeah,
Yeah, this screams a John movie.
well,
Does?
it kind of does, doesn't it? I mean, there's
Yeah.
Feed the hungry.
yeah.
It felt like a low budget, independent kind of vibe to it.
It did, but it also had these great names in there. Like you know, we had Arlo Guthrie in there. We had Timothy Leary in there. John Cusack was in there.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was a
you know-
strange mix of things.
Wait, who's Arlo Guthrie?
Arlo Guthrie. Okay, Woody Guthrie was a famous folk singer. His son was Arlo Guthrie, who's also famous. He played at Woodstock. Arlo Guthrie.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was the guy in the movie. He was the guy that the gas station they stop by
Yep.
and gives him a beer and doesn't even charge him for him. He talks about how he used to bike but he's married now and all that.
Yeah.
Long grayish hair, whatever, and a beard.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was Arlo Guthrie. Yeah, so
I like this movie. I'm kind of like I like road traveling kind of buddy movies.
Yeah.
You guys like?
I
what
do.
mean?
I do.
There's a lot of them, but and it's like
I didn't know this was a okay.
Well,
it's
they're on
called
bikes.
Roadside Profits, right?
And they
right.
travel.
And they're on motorcycles. And
the idea is that they're trying to get the ashes to this the guy that the main character John Doe. He happens upon this guy and he dies from a video game accident.
I mean,
I know.
Who's the guy that played that guy?
who played John Doe?
No,
no,
the guy that dies.
Dave Coleman.
Dave
Guy
Coleman.
died. David Anthony Marshall.
Yeah.
He looks a lot like. Oh shit! Never mind. I can't.
He,
I can't remember. His
I
name.
didn't recognize him from anything, but like, so anyways, he gets the ashes of this guy, and
Yeah.
he briefly talks to him about going to some place, El Dorado.
Jackpot, man! El Dorado. We should go there.
Someplace
You
in
know?
Nevada.
Yeah.
And then they go on this quest, basically.
Right. Trying to do right by this guy that he really just met one day.
It's like
Did you
bottom
pre-
seat your pants, kind of like, hey, let's go on a road trip.
Yeah.
Did you predict his death?
The
Who
video
would?
game death?
Dave,
Uh,
No,
I
I did
didn't
not
know.
predict. You
No.
knew it was coming because you'd seen.
I've seen it before. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I never knew a video game could kill a person. You know, that was just a freak accident of all freak accidents.
And the funny thing is, he tells the guy, he just meets this guy because it's his first day on the job. He tells our main character, John Doe, yeah, my parents died in a car accident.
Yeah.
And we later find out he's probably filthy rich
Yeah.
because the John Doe's character tries to return the ashes to this estate, this
Right.
mansion, and they just, the maid,
The maid.
just throws the ashes
What a
out.
bitch maid, right? I mean, who is she to like? I mean, maybe she knows that them so well that she thinks she has the authority to throw this thing out. But,
I assume he was like a totally like
the black sheep.
the black sheep child
Yeah.
that
I'm
they
gonna
just he wasn't our kid kind of thing. Right?
I'm going to stick up for the maid.
Oh,
Are you?
And the maid.
Oh, jeez.
The maid thinks that he's lying.
Okay, fair enough. She did have that look, like, yeah, okay, and it is
Yeah.
in a
we
gas
get
can.
these every day.
Yeah.
Like, if a guy shows at my door with a gas can on a motorcycle saying this is, you know, it is a little suspect.
It's very suspect. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Anyway, that's my take on that.
Yeah.
But anyway, he decides to cut loose. He decides to. I'm going to go on a trip, and then he meets this really weird dude, and he keeps meeting really weird dudes.
Yeah.
Angie is somebody that he kind of sort of knows from work.
Yeah.
And
On
she
the
decides
telephone.
to I don't know, spin this giant narrative in her head where she's going to cover for him and get him more sick leave, and then she
because
gets
she has access to the computer.
yeah.
And throughout the movie, they're having this kind of like relationship where
It was really weird.
it was kind of neat because
She was insane.
She was insane.
yeah, true. And who knows if anything she said was any truth to it. But it was interesting because
Mom's God wasted so much food on you.
Yeah, she was nuts.
for the first
She's
half,
really
of the,
psychotic. I mean,
for
this
the
Angie's not.
first half of the movie, it was all going aces. Like, you can get me workers' comp, you can get me sick time,
Right.
you can this and that and the other. Oh yeah. And then it turned at the end. It's like,
Yeah.
you're fired. I'm telling you. Whatever.
She's one of those psychos. Yeah.
Don't get pulled in casually into fraud. You really don't want to.
Yeah. That's what this movie's all about.
What's interesting?
Don't passively commit fraud.
Yeah.
It can happen to you.
What's interesting to me is this movie is from we're in the early '90s, so there's no cell phones, so there's no way to everything has to be done with a landline, which is always interesting to me because a lot of what movies deal with, you say, oh, you have a phone, you can call for help or whatever.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
No,
this
you
time
can't
period,
do that at
which
all.
I like seeing that time where
I do too.
people couldn't just I'll just phone for a cab or I can whatever text someone. No, there's none of that.
And between payphones, you were free.
Yeah, there's the pros and cons because no one could get hold of you until you checked back in if you wanted to check back in. So there was that ongoing conversation with the Homeland job that he was trying to hold, but it didn't seem to be a big thing because he kept pushing back the date. I'll be home tomorrow. But every stop along the way, they kept meeting these
roadside prophets.
Prophets. And they were always nice people to them. They fed them, right? They gave them shelter.
They kept fixing his bikes.
Kept fixing their bikes.
Yeah, and they had the parts magically.
Everything was kind of like magically pushing them along this journey.
Yeah. I know. I love Timothy Leary. I mean, Timothy Leary was he's a psychiatrist. Is that what he was?
I'm not too familiar with him, so
I'll have to Google him. But I believe he was the guy back at Woodstock and then that whole hippie movement. He was kind of the authority, like the smart guy that was leading that whole movement. He had that phrase that was it tune in, turn on, and drop out. That was his big line. But he had this whole philosophy about what was of the hippie movement. And
interesting. Yeah. What did you think of Sam's character? He was the guy that kept tagging along with John.
I thought
John Doe.
Yeah. Psychologist. He was an American psychologist.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sam's character, he came off at first, I thought, was he a little bit have a mental disability? We didn't really know.
Well, he has issues.
He seemed like...
I don't know about mental disability. That might be a little strong for him, but...
we learn later on that his parents committed suicide.
Yeah.
He's got issues. No.
No, it wasn't suicide.
That's what he said. But he said his grandma told him that they committed suicide because she felt that would be that would spare his feelings because they left.
Right.
They just left. And then he investigated them just leaving, and he found out that they checked into a Hotel 9.
So he's been searching
Motel
9.
Yeah.
For
God knows how long. He's been doing it for a while because he was right from the very first time we see him. He's already knows the protocol of there should have been 2 bars of soap and blah blah. So he already knew the Motel 9. So he'd been doing this long before this movie began.
That's an odd thing. Yeah. But hey, did you know the actor Adam Horowitz is from the Beastie Boys? He's one of the guys from the Beastie Boys.
Really?
I'm not kidding. Which
I was thinking I'd seen this guy before.
Here's the thing I knew about this movie vaguely from, I'm a fan of the Beastie Boys, and I said, he's in a movie called Roadside Prophets, but I never got around to seeing it. And now I finally got to see it. And I thought he did okay.
I thought he did really good.
He played like a really, you didn't know what his deal was, and later on you find out. But it was an interesting character. I thought for a guy that I don't know if he's I don't know if he's acted since, but
I actually thought he did better than. Not that I have any problems with John Doe or Joe Mosley, but but I thought he did he's more dynamic. He had more depth of character than Joe did. You know, I thought because he did those little like those things that he always was doing these twitches and stuff like that. Yeah. Right? He did that really well. Like he looked like a guy that was kind
damaged.
He's
a damaged guy, right?
And he did it really convincingly. You know, so I was quite
Joe's
impressed.
character was Mr. Kind of cool guy.
Yeah.
At a whim, he's like gets the woman. He just whatever.
That was interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a more simple character to play. And he did it well, I guess. But
that lady, I guess her name is Labia.
Right.
She was like, I don't know, something really cool about her.
Yeah, there was.
She's very friendly. She ended up paying them like a $200 debt.
Yeah,
just because
everybody was super friendly. This
movie.
There was not a bad person in this movie.
Everybody was kind of helping them all along their journey.
Yeah.
To no real end because they lost all their money, they lost their bikes, and they ended up.
They're gonna go to Alaska. And wash seals.
Yeah.
and hang out with, because everyone ends up trying to go to Alaska.
It's true. At the end, well, no, he was going to with that girl that he just met. Was not going to Alaska. Idaho.
Yeah, she was going to go.
Sam's character.
Was she? Oh yeah.
Sam's character just on a whim decides, hey, I'm going to join her.
Yeah.
Because he got smitten.
Right.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he says, I'll call you. And then at the end he says, you don't know my last name.
Yeah.
And this is back in the day where you probably could just Google a guy or Facebook him.
Yeah. No, not there.
That would probably be the end of their journey. But somehow I feel like they'll end up in Alaska. If there was a sequel, it'd be where they're heading to, Alaska or Yukon. I don't know what the hell.
I think it's Alaska.
Alaska, okay.
Yeah, even the stripper was going to Alaska.
Yeah, so they're all going to end up there. That would be the sequel if they.
Yeah.
You know, for anybody watching, it's cold. You might not want to go there. It's
I don't know.
Really uncomfortably cold.
No.
Winnipeg is uncomfortably cold.
It is.
I can't believe Alaska would be any better.
Yes. No.
Well, what is it about Alaska? It's a place where you can disappear.
That's what they say, yeah.
Right? Because it's the last frontier, or it's like
it's not a frontier, but it's the closest thing we got.
Yeah.
If you
and a lot of people want to
there.
restart their lives, they go to Alaska, I guess. Mm-hmm. So there you go. If you need to restart your life,
there's a good chance you can start a town of one over there.
But you have to cross through Canada to get to Alaska, mister.
Oh, no, you can fly.
Oh, that's true.
So we had Kill Bill in this, right?
Yes.
What is the actor's name of that?
Carradine.
David Carradine.
Why is it not listed on our list of people here?
Because I take the list from IMDb and it does first build only.
He's part of our trivia later on. We'll get into that later.
Okay.
But he always plays this wise guy, right?
Yeah.
He originally wasn't he in that
Legends of Kung Fu?
Yeah, he just traveled around, spoke wisdom all the time or something. I don't know.
He has a good narrating voice.
Yeah.
But you'll know him from Kill Bill movies, which I enjoyed.
Yeah. I found funny when so they meet David Carradine, or I don't remember his name now in the
I don't remember.
Okay, but they meet him and they have this. They end up falling asleep by this campfire.
Well, they smoke some. I assume is opium or something. And they're tripping balls.
They're tripping balls
for a while. Yeah.
Okay, they wake up. And there's a park ranger there, and he's concerned about the rings on a 6-pack of cans, right?
Yes,
as you should be.
But he's not concerned that they'd taken off the sign that said whatever El Dorado Canyon and had it burning in the fire pit, which was obviously right in front of him. He's more concerned about the plastic rings of saving the ducks, but. Yeah.
And he was on a bicycle.
Yeah.
He was an odd duck. He was an odd duck.
Throughout the movie, there's odd characters, but nobody, absolutely nobody, touches John Cusack's character.
No.
What the hell? What was his name?
Casper.
Okay, they first encounter him at this diner, and they enter this diner, and they're sitting next to him, and he's ordering everything on the menu.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're like, what's weird? And then the weirdest thing is, like, not only a couple minutes later, it's ready. Like, as if you're gonna.
I know. It was
you're gonna produce that much food, and then they cut to him just eating everything, like just
stuff in his face,
inhumanly impossible.
No cutlery. Even stews, he was using his hands.
Everything. Chilies, it was just it was disgusting. And then he jumps up and says, "Free food for the people,
food for the poor."
Yeah. Poor.
All right.
And he takes off.
Yeah.
And then later on, he's at the casino, and they finally catch him.
Yeah. It was entrapment because they put something on the sign that.
And he had one eye patch on.
Yeah.
And he was the wackiest thing about the movie. It was just bizarre.
Well, it was funny too because he says something and winks at them, and he winks with his back eye, so you can see him go. But all you see is his mouth.
How did he agree to do this role? He was back then. He was pretty hot stuff, I thought.
Well, it's
I don't know. They probably just said, "Hey, you want to do something crazy?"
But I enjoy that, right? I enjoy that.
Yeah.
Shit, that was just bizarre as crap, and it was great.
Wow. I still can't get over that Adam Horowitz is in the Beastie Boys.
Yes.
Horowitz. Wow.
I forget which guy he is. Ad Rock. Yeah. There's sorry. But anyways, for you Beastie Boys fans out there, you probably dig this.
I just love this cast. I think all these people, there's so many cool people that are outside of acting out. They do different things.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of these aren't actors. A lot of the people in this movie are,
Well, yeah, I don't know. But at the end of the movie, I watch credits sometimes, and I just kind of sit there and watch. And sure enough, at the end with the songs, at the very end, they'll show you the song credits.
Yeah.
And one of the songs is by the Beastie Boys. So
there you go.
I don't know which one it was.
Yeah.
Throughout the movie.
Yeah, there was some good music. I mean, there was the opening song I wasn't a big fan of. I thought it was just kind of that. It
felt like early '90s rock that wasn't quite grunge. It was weird.
Yeah, that opening one was, but there was some good blues going on in there. There was some good. I liked it for the most part. Yeah.
I'm not a biker guy at all. That doesn't turn me on. Doesn't do anything for me. But throughout the movie, everybody's like all kind of.
They knew what year their bikes were.
Yeah, they're like, ooh, you got this bike and that bike.
Yeah.
That doesn't do anything for me. So
no, it didn't. It didn't mean anything to me, but I did learn something from this. So is that a 56 Harley is obviously much better than a 57. Whatever Harley he had. I don't know if that model, but.
But he said himself it was like a parts from other things, right? So.
Yeah.
He said it was patchwork.
It's kind of sad. At the end, they gambled away everything.
Yeah.
And they gambled away his bike. I don't know. That it just kind of felt silly at the end that they would go that extent, but they were boozing it and whatever. It just seemed odd that they would sacrifice that much for a guy you didn't know, but.
Well, they wanted to get lucky in the lucky casino, right?
I guess they thought there was something about the.
Now that you say that everyone was super, super polite, I really see it now. Except for the cops.
The cop. Yeah, the cop was your total typical cop, right? Oh, like breaking, like doing all the things you're not supposed to do as a cop these days, right? Like step on people's heads with no cause. And
well, in the casino, in the casino at the end of the movie, the lady that's giving them their chips.
Right.
She breaks down. She cries. This job is so horrible. I have to, and she's like, "Here's some $10 for some walking around money." I just thought, this is the nicest person of all time ever.
Yeah.
But it's true, right? People are probably gambling their life away, and they have to just sit there and keep giving them the money that they know is destroying their life.
Yeah. Well, think back to how Dave Coleman described that place, right? He said, "This is run by a family, and they make you feel all warm and fuzzy." And that's her. That's who he's talking about. That woman there who cries when you
when you lose too much money.
When you lose too much money. Yeah.
I worked in a gas station, and I saw people gamble too much money away. It's rampant, people. You got to watch yourself.
Yeah.
It's sad. It is sad.
It's a horrible habit.
Well. Yeah, everything in moderation. Anyway, what was this? There was a couple who lived in the desert, and they were both dying.
Right. One had HIV and he had cancer.
That's right. Yeah. And they had what they call gallows humor, and I really like that. I really like that term. Some people have gallows humor, where they're on the end of they're at the end of the rope. they're gonna say jokes about death, right?
Laugh about it. Yeah.
Laugh about death.
Yeah.
And I've met people like that. I've been accused of saying jokes in poor taste.
Yeah.
And I was happy to know that there's a term for that.
Gallows. Yeah, I've heard that term before.
Gallows humor. I didn't even know that. I didn't even catch that out of the movie.
I liked. Well, there. Some of the backstory to that is that they lived in Nevada where they've done nuclear testing, and so they've been done. Yeah, they were like screwed from the time they were born, kind of a thing, which is sad. But
we use a lot of gallows humor at work.
We do.
Well, if you work in healthcare, you're gonna have that kind of sense of humor.
Yeah,
sensitization.
The more it's dead in there.
Shop,
they're dying to get in there.
The shop talk, right? But totally, every job has that. If you worked in a a butcher, as a butcher, you'd probably have all sorts of spins on things, right? It's just how you it's your lifestyle or the world you live in.
It's a coping mechanism.
It is.
True.
It is.
Yeah, it's a coping mechanism, right? Because it's crappy what some things you have to do in your life, right? So
I don't care what this movie says. If I ever ride a motorcycle, I will have a helmet.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
is that it? Like that? I mean, the '90s. I don't know what the hell the laws are. I don't know,
but there's something to be said though for that full wind experience.
It doesn't look cool if you have a helmet on, right?
Yeah, well, especially those helmets back in the day. They look a little cooler now, but those ones looked god awful.
You know what? Speaking of helmets on bikes, a little bit of a diversion.
Yeah.
One day I was driving around the city here. Some guy had a helmet on, looked like the Predator. It was the full-on Predator, the dreadlocks.
Oh, no way!
And it looked like the guy was from the Predator.
Yeah, sure.
Just hanging on a bike.
That's pretty cool.
He's got this helmet on. Anyways,
that's cool. Well, bike helmets nowadays, some of them are they have speaker systems inside them.
Sure.
And some of them have even heads-up displays, they'll give you your text messages or whatever.
Wow.
Sweet. It's crazy how high tech they are now.
That is crazy.
I just think motorcycles are just a death trap, but that's me.
But they're fun. They're lots of fun. Back to the movie. The Roman candles. What the hell is that all about?
I don't know.
Wasn't that a funny scene when he goes, "What do you guys happen to have a Roman candle?" Yeah, I do. I thought it was great. I thought it was hilarious.
What was with Sam? Sam at one point, sorry, Steve, they're driving on the highway as they were most of the movie, and then Sam goes, "Hey, watch me!"
He goes and crashes.
What the hell is he doing? It was the lamest crash I've ever seen in a movie. He kind of goes off the road, and then
it's what you call a low budget crash, right? If you don't have a big budget on a film, and you got a crash, that's the best you can come up with, right? But yeah, he lost control, and
and he has this trippy experience where he sees these bikers on a putting green out in the middle of this desert.
that was really out of left field.
That was right out of left field. Yeah.
He's holding the whole time this broken part for the motorcycle.
This is what I call nowadays a John moment.
Well, it was, and I love this. I love this, and I actually think about this is that if you think about what Timothy Leary said, he goes. What I'm talking about, kid, is transcendental. Oh God, I think it was transcendental reality. It goes where we're talking about in and out, and then you have this moment where we're following that where he gets in this accident, and it's to me that's it. It's like he's in this reality where he's been injured and he's seeing things and he's seeing these bikers playing golf and stuff. And they're like, "You should have worn a helmet." And they're all putting on these helmets, right? And stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like something. It's like he had to this isn't real, right? He had to change his reality, right? It's like I'm in this reality, but I'm popping out to a different reality. He goes, "This is bullshit," and boof, he's back to a different reality, right? And I kind of like that. I like that because there's
And also stay with Sam's character. Every time he met these people as they went along, they're nice to them. He keeps saying they're insane. Which they weren't.
They kind of were, but no more insane than
than he was.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It is bizarre. I guess we didn't know later on. He's he had his backstory. He's damaged, and he doesn't really have a.
Yeah.
He exists to go around Motel 9s. Interesting. And he knows everything about these Motel 9s. There's 18 in Nevada.
Yeah. Was there any significance to all the signs at the Motel 9 that we're not sorry, right? occasionally there was a sign that said, "Sorry, no vacancy." Right? And,
yeah.
I mean, did you see that?
I didn't catch that.
All the Motel 9 said, "We don't say sorry."
Really?
All of them.
I didn't catch that.
We don't say sorry.
We don't say sorry.
What's that supposed to mean?
That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's supposed to mean, but I mean, later on in the movie,
because they do everything right in the first place, so they don't have to say sorry.
That's screw
weird.
you. It's not our fault. We don't make mistakes.
Yeah, you got to pull up the movie.
Wow.
Because there's multi-lines all over the movie, right? So you won't have to fast forward very long.
Yeah.
And having you said the movie, it's not a long movie. It's like six movies, and I could swear that like at least a half hour of the movie is just them on bikes listening to music.
Yeah.
Cruising around.
Yeah.
So it's not a long movie. It's fun. It's a fun little road trip. I dig those kind of movies, and
Sorry.
It's not cinematic genius, but it's fun, and you got some fun characters.
I think I lowered my expectations of what this was going to be, and I was not.
We're never sorry. That's the quote.
We're never sorry.
I wrote it down.
Sorry. Look at
We're
you.
never
you
sorry.
Really had to bring that.
In the Bible.
And then later on it says, "Sorry, no vacancies." Right?
Yeah.
And it was just.
So that's a contradiction.
Yeah.
We're never sorry, and then sorry, no vacancy.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow.
And so if you guys in audience land can enlighten us, we'd love to hear from you.
Yes.
All our social are on the website, primarycritical.com.
Trivia?
It's trivia. Should we jump into
Sure,
trivia?
let's get into trivia.
Now, there's only 3. The pickings were slim.
All right.
John Doe's second daughter was born on the first day of filming.
Oh, my God.
Congratulations.
Wow. Yes, congratulations.
Yeah, well, that was like 30 years ago.
Yeah, well, yeah. So she's
it'd be
the
weird
first time hearing of it.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be a weird thing when one of the happiest days of your life, you just got to get into character and not think about but you be a professional, I guess.
Well, she's got to bring home the bacon, right?
Yeah.
You got to be a pro.
It's true.
You got to act.
You do.
I'll take the next one. Frederick Forrest and Max Perlich were originally considered to play the leads. All right.
I'm not familiar.
I'm not familiar with either of them. So this is.
That's great. Or not great.
I don't know. I look them up. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. But
interesting.
Could have been better. Could have been worse.
Yeah.
Who knows?
This is what I find fascinating. David Carradine was originally supposed to reappear towards the end, but he walked off the movie before the original intended ending was shot, and hence the ending had to be rewritten without him.
So what ending did they have?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what ending did they have, and why? Why did he walk off the set?
Maybe he thought it was a shit movie. I don't know.
If somebody out there knows why, comment. Let us know.
Yeah, please.
We'd like to know.
Interesting.
This is very interesting. Yeah, yeah. Because I feel like this would have been. I don't know anything about Abe Wool. Is that how you say that? I don't even know how you say his name. But
Abe Wool.
Do you guys know anything about his work? No, me neither. And wasn't it written by him? Yeah, it was written and directed by him.
This wasn't based on a book.
So I'm not sure.
Right?
Yeah,
it was just kind of an idea that a screenplay, I guess, he threw together and.
So I can't speak if like we can speak about James Cameron. We know that actors why they'd walk off because we've heard he has a history of
being an ass,
abusing his people. Right, but we know nothing about A. Wool, and it seems like this would have been a fun set with all these cool actors, all these cool people that he's got there. Yeah, why was he walking off? That's what I want to know.
And it wasn't a big box office. It probably didn't cost a lot of money to make it. It doesn't seem like all the trappings of big Hollywood production.
No, but you got,
maybe his directing style was just like very laissez-faire. I don't know.
Well, it's true, and we know that he would have been David Carradine would have been the biggest movie star, of all the people that appeared here. He had notable people like Timothy Leary, Arlo Guthrie, but these are not actors. They're not. And so maybe he just was like, "What are you? This is not how things are done here," because he's a pro, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe I don't know. I'm speculating here.
You don't know.
So
you never know.
You never know.
Never know.
Well.
I want to say one more thing about this Adam Horvitz.
Yes.
Is that yeah, what I got to really give him kudos, because usually when rock stars or big musician stars are in movies, they play more
to their type.
Well, they play more to arrogant roles, like, because their egos are really usually big. You know, when I think of when you see
case in point, 8 Mile, Eminem.
Yeah.
He just played himself, basically.
Basically, yeah.
So what I think you're trying to say is, like, he totally was a different guy that you didn't know.
And he was okay to play a loser with problems and twitches and issues. You know, he didn't have to be like.
Which cool.
It's very cool. Yeah.
I'd like to know if he went on to do any more acting. But
I wonder. I mean, I can't say I could remember seeing him in anything, but
yeah.
Yeah,
interesting.
I thought he did. I thought he hit it out of the ballpark. I thought he did really good at that part.
Yeah. Yeah. Good pick, John.
He did good.
You know, it's one of those movies that I wanted to see, and it's like decades ago, and it's neat to see that. It feels like a time capsule, you know, back in the early 90s.
It does. I mean, I think most millennials would think this movie was shit. I honestly think they would. I think
it's a cult.
There's
classic,
a nostalgia
right?
element to that we can appreciate that they would never appreciate. You know,
this is like a cult classic to me, kind of movie that, you know.
I could see a lot of people going, "What the hell is the point?"
Yeah, like what? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're really willing to just chill out and experience it, it takes you for a fun ride.
Yeah.
It's
worth the price of admission for just John Cusack's character.
Yeah, he was great. Yeah. Wow, I'm just looking at something here. Box office. That is, I mean, this is, even for 92, that is crazy low.
Yeah, I don't know where to get these stats
crazy
from.
Low. In the box office, they only got $147,000.
Maybe
maybe right.
That's after the price of making it. I don't know.
Who knows?
That can't be right. I mean, that's a low. Wow. I mean, I don't know. We don't know what they spent on it, but if that's all it got in the box office, like, wow.
We'll have to go back in the time machine and see what happened.
It's got 150,000 in the. For those of you listening at home, it's 150,000 in the box office square. And I pulled this off of Wikipedia.
Yeah.
This is off Wikipedia. This is off IMDb.
I feel like these are off IMDb or something.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, so. Whatever.
Yeah.
Is that Roadside Profits, gentlemen?
That is Roadside Profits.
Next week, Monday at noon, we're covering Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Film.
Yeah.
So this is your pick.
I've been waiting to get this movie.
No spoilers now.
No spoilers. Why? It's a Tarantino movie. I believe it's his 9th movie, and he said he's only going to do 10. So, we'll see. Just tune in next time.
Well, he said he'd write more, but... you know, and we'll never know. We'll never know. He might get the itch. He said he wants to have kids. That was the whole thing.
I think there's a kid on the way, or if they had a kid. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Tune in. Next week, Monday at noon, we're going to do that. Primarily Critical is our website. John, Phil, Steve.
Adios. Bye-bye.